Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, everyone. This is Adil Imtiaz, and just wanted to do a quick uh, tutorial, you might call it, or a description of how you can create different hairstyles in Blender, which is a free software you can download and use for your animation, character modeling, and even making short films. So what you're seeing here is Yusuf, also known as BURAAQ, and I just thought I'd share some tips on how you can create uh, a hair particle system for your character, and how it's done, and what's involved. So if you take a look at this model here, and if I zoom in, you can see the details on the on his hair. The texture, the color, the hairstyle. And there's a little bit of work involved to get to this stage, and I thought I'd just do a quick um, background, give you a quick background on that. So let's hop into a new file in Blender. So we're going to exit this file, and I'm just going to open up a uh, new Blender configuration file. When you open up a new file, this is the basic layout you'll see, and this is your default cube. And I can work with this cube, but I'm going to use a sphere because it's closer to a human face, and just to show you how the particle system works. So I'm just going to select this cube, which is what actually it's already selected. So I'm just click on X, and when I do that, it opens up this option. Let me do that again, and I click on Delete. So now the cube is gone. Now I want to add a sphere. So what I do is I'm going up here to the top menu here, and you see this Add option. I'm going to click on Add, and then mesh. So I'm going to create a mesh, and I have all these different options of shapes and sizes. So I'm going to go with UE sphere. When I do that, I can see that I have a sphere here. Um, so I can zoom in on this, and it's a basic sphere. So I'm not going to go into a lot of complicated things. I'm just going to show you a simple way of setting up a hair particle system. So uh, I can do a shade smooth on this as well. So if with the object selected, I can click on object, and there's a shade smooth option. When I do that, you can see that, the surface is smoother, and this looks a lot better. Um, on the right side here is a menu that shows you how to configure different options. And I'm not going to go through the different options, maybe another time, but for today, we're just going to focus on what's called the particles properties or particle system with this icon here. So if I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to add a system, and as soon as I do this, I have these bunch of options that pop up. And you can see that you can already see like you have some particles popping up here. And so I'm going to increase the number here, particles for, let's say, 5,000. And let's see, and you can see that this is an emitter system. So you can also use particle systems to emit uh, particles. So that comes in handy when you have to show like an explosion or a smoke system, but that's maybe for another day. So I'm going to click on hair, and as soon as I do that, you see that the sphere has hair. It's sticking out in all the directions, which is fine. I can lower the number. There you go. And there are different options, which I'm not going to go into details, but I just want to show you real quick how you can create a particle system. And a couple of options here, for example, hair shape and children. And this is a different way of, uh, the hair can look different ways. Your hair can look. So if I click on the simple option, it adds a little more body to the hair. Interpolated is also the same. And I can increase or decrease the display amount. For example, if I go up 100, it gets very thick. So I'm just going back to 10 for now. And I'm just going to click here just to show you what it looks like here. Okay, so now that we have this hair, what do we do with it? I can actually hairs. I can actually style it. I can cut it. I can do a lot of things with it. So with the object selected still, if I go to this option here, drop down menu, click on it, there are a bunch of different modes. I'm going to go to particle edit, and you see there's a little comb icon here, which means that you can create a hairstyle. So let's do this. So now as soon as I do that, it takes me to this particle mode. And so now what I can do is, let's say I just want to have hair on the top, right? You don't want to have a face full of hair because we're not creating a werewolf. Um, so I have these different options here. You can see this comb, this is smoothing out your hair. This is adding more hair. This is like increasing the length of your hair. This is like having this puff look. And this is the scissors, right? So I want the scissors for now. So you see this radius, I can click on F, and if I drag my mouse, it increases the size. If I click on it, it selects that size. So now I can, so let's say I want to cut the bottom half. So right now it's combing. So I'm going to cut mode, and you can see it's cutting all the hair. So I'm going to go all the way to the top there. And if I do a 360, I don't want here, so back. So now it looks like a mohawk, but we'll fix that. So this is the front, right? And let's say if you want to shorten the hair on top, there you go. So now if we want to do let's cut it from the back. Let's just do a little more trimming here. Okay, now I want to comb this hair. So I'm just going to decrease the radius a bit. So again, I'm going to click on F and move my mouse, and it goes down, and I left click, and it selects the size. So I'm going to brush. And it's just the same way you're going to brush your hair. I'm just going to comb it back first around the sphere. So imagine this is the front of the face, and it's got long hair. So the idea is that you can create, any type of hairstyle, any style you want. Long hair, short hair, curly hair, straight hair. It depends on what kind of look you're going for your model or character. So it's a lot of fun actually when you get into it and when you try to design hairstyles. So if I go to uh, the other mode, let me just cut the hair again. So here, if I want to puff the hair, right? So it's got to kind of give it a puff look. And I'm just going to bring it down here, brush it down from the side. And it's going to cut a little more down here, back here. So you have this here. I'm going to increase the number from 10 to, if I go to the right side panel here, let's say 100. And simple, interpolated. Okay. So this is essentially how you can style your hair. So now if I go back to object mode, right, it's going to show me how the hair is going to, what it looks like. Go back here. And we can add a little color to this. So if I go to this material, so this is a material, I can add a material to this object. Right now it's plain. So I'm going to add this material called Principal BSDF, and add a color. And we can change the color to, let's say, a slightly more something that'll, close to your skin color, I guess. And now the hair is also the same, so we can change that. Let's see. You can add a new material, new, and let's say, and we can give it like a dark brown. So we can play around with the color here, give it a brown color, dark brown. And so now if I But I have to select this, right? So I have to go back to particles, the particle system menu, and come down here, click on render, material. So right now, for the hair, the material is the first one, the one with the skin color. Now I'm going to drop this down and create S2, which is the second material I created with a dark brown color. So now the hair is dark brown, right? So obviously this is not a good hairstyle, obviously. So if I go back to another menu called right here, render properties. So for rendering, it allows me to define hair as well over here. So if I go back to curves, right? So this basically defines your hair particle system, the curve that each particle has, if it's going to be in a strand mode or strip mode. So the difference is if I go strip, you see it looks a little lighter. If I go strand, it's a little thicker. And this is the subdivision. The more subdivisions you have, the more smooth the curve is. So right now you can see it's a bit edgy, around the corners. So if I go to go up to 3, which is the max, I think, you can see, right, hair looks a lot better. It's smoother. It looks a little more natural. And again, I can go back to particle edit. You know, if I want to brush my hair again, change my hairstyle a little bit. Lift the his hair up a bit in the front. Kind of puff it up a little bit. Style it in the back. You know, uh, again, drop this menu down. Go back to object mode. So now, I've kind of changed the hairstyle a little bit. So this is like a really basic, uh, you know, quick background on how you can create hair particles for your model on any object, right? It could be a square or sphere or a character. And this is how you can play around with the materials, the color, the hairstyle you want. And there are different styles, right? So if I select the hair, go back to the hair particle menu and there's a kink option which defines what type of hairstyle you want. So if I drop this menu, right now it's basic. The default is nothing. But if I drop this menu down, and let's say I want a curly hair, so now this hair has a bit of curl, and let's say radial, it's a slightly different hairstyle. Wavy, we want wavy here, so it's going to look like this. Braids, if you want braids, it has this slightly different look. You can see the braids, and then spiral. Again, it changes the style and texture. So the different options, and it really depends on what you're looking for, what look you're going for, depending on what your character is, and what the story demands. But it's a lot of fun when you get into it. Uh, so, so yeah, so that's just want to quickly show you guys, uh, a mini tutorial, if you will. So this is a really power tool blender. If you get a chance, download the tool, check it out. And so if you go back to the file I was showing you earlier, the Yusuf model for BURAAQ. So this is like the end result, right? Uh, to have a good hairstyle, this is what you can also get for your character model. And then the beard works the same way, right? You can create a beard the same way, but of course you have to shape it, you have to define it. It's a bit of work that is involved, and you keep working at it until you get the look you're going for or that you like, and that's when you stop, basically. So yeah, so just a quick tutorial on how to create hair in Blender. Uh, Leave your comments if you like the video. If you want to learn more about Blender and other tips, let me know in the comment box. And I'll see you guys next time. And subscribe to our channel. Watch the BURAAQ animated series, and share with your friends and spread the word. Thank you so much. See you soon.